Greetings and welcome to Chadra Mysteries. Today, in episode 2, we are continuing the journey to understand how exactly we, the human race, are who we are and how we got to this place by building a staircase to the truth. In episode 1, we started exploring the topic in a broader sense to outline our journey. If you have not seen part 1, I highly recommend you watch it. Just follow the link on the screen at the end of the video to see it, if you have not seen it, to build more context into our journey to understand our true origins as humanity. This episode, we dive deeper into race or genetic variation that opens a big can of worms on the argument that our evolution is natural. So let's begin with defining the term of race versus species. In biology, species is a formal classification for a group of organisms that can interbreed, while race is an informal, older term for a regional variation within a species such as a subspecies. Biologically, species cannot interbreed to produce fertile offspring, whereas races are still considered fully fertile with other members of the same species, though they may have distinct genetic or physical differences due to geographic isolation. For humans, the term race is considered biologically inaccurate, as there is no genetic subspecies, and the concept is now primarily used in a social and cultural context. In simpler terms, human races are based on a group of visual differences. These are primarily skin tone, hair color, eye tone, lip shape, nose shape, and eye shape. A Chinese person and an ebony person should not be able to mate and have children according to how normal, natural evolution works on Earth. The reason being the vast number of physical differences between the two races. Yet, as was highlighted earlier, both are the same species. No one is a subspecies yet. The number of differences physically just don't make sense how they came to be. Let me explain further, using other mammals on Earth as an example. For example, you get Asiatic lions and African lions. Yet they are all still lions and can breed, yet as you see, there is only 3 differences between the two. These being the size of their manes, a belly fold, and body muscle mass. Also, remember these species are different across large geographic regions. One set being in India and the other being in Africa, so no other animal has more than 3 genetic differences and can interbreed a successful line of children that can continue to breed on and create a third variation of themselves. Let us look at animal example 2, gray squirrels known as Sciurus carolinensis in scientific terms. There are 5 races of gray squirrels and they are separated by geographic location and size or coloration. So all 5 have differences only in coloration and size, and as you can guess, with only 2 genetic differences, they can breed. You find racial differences in elephants, such as the Asiatic elephant and the African elephant. If we compare the visual differences, it is 1, their ears, 2, the head shape, 3, the tusks, 4, their body size, and 5, their skin composition. That is 5 main differences, and with 5 they cannot breed. Even their DNA chromosome count is different, 58 and 56. Another animal that has races are hedgehogs, the continental, and the British one in particular. Their differences are 1, they differ in sizes, and 2, they have different coloration of their underbellies, 3 different colored spines. This brings the differences to 3, and as we know, anything up to 3 in nature allows them to breed successfully. Now for a second, take a step back to see how many differences humans have yet still remain the same species, who can successfully interbreed. 1, eye color, 2, eye shape, 3, skin color, 4, hair color, 5, hair composition, 6, nose shape, 7, penis sizes and girth, 8, voice sounds that are distinct to races, 9, lip shapes. That is 9 distinct variations, yet we remain the same species. How is this possible? Look at a lion and tiger, both big cats but can't breed successfully into their 3rd generation. Let's list their differences. 1, size, 2, fur color, 3, one has a mane, the other doesn't. For tail tip, 5, muscle allocation density. 1 has stronger shoulders and 1 has more powerful limbs. That brings our variation count to 5 variations, and as we know, 5 means breeding won't work, even though they share an ancestor who is a Panthera. If both lions and tigers mate, they get stagnant future growth. A liger is a sterile mix between a lion and tiger, so 5 variations and they cannot interbreed. Remember, we as humans have 9, yet if we had them in captivity and continued to breed them, we would eventually get a non-sterile version simply because female ligers are not sterile yet, male are almost always sterile, but not 100% sterile. Keep this fact in mind for later, as it will play a very important base for the question I am about to ask. Scientists start to play on the path that other races are subspecies of the ebony race, as they spread out from Africa. But then subspecies with so many variations still should not be able to successfully breed naturally. Also note that the interbreed species or races of humans called coloreds or mixed race or multiracial in other parts of the world are able to keep breeding with no biological disadvantage. If human crossbreeding continues, all races will turn into this one race and continue to live successfully. Now, I know at this point you might be thinking about dogs. They have almost as many racial differences as us, but remember, humans and the animals directly connected to them suddenly had mass genetic differences or races sprout up within the last 30,000 years. What animals are domesticated by humans? These are cows, chickens, dogs, cats, sheep, pigs, and horses. All of them have breeds races that are over 5 variations, and all of them started within the past 30,000 years. We rule over a melting pot of animal races that many of them would die if they were left out in nature. Now, let me highlight something you might have started to see. A pattern that is becoming obvious. We domesticated all our domestic animals, and when we did, we created a mixing pot of varied species. If we took hybrids like ligers and started force breeding them, we would eventually get a stable liger population. So now we get to the burning question. Does that mean at some point we humans were a domestic species of some other beings who domesticated us? Just sit and think about that for a while. That is it for episode 02. We will continue to dive deeper and follow the path of humanity. For now, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss episode 3, as we continue to try unravel the human mystery.